We are learning about Vincent van Gogh this week, and we're kind of focusing on his painting of the sunflowers. So we are actually going to be making a small scale scene. A lot of times we do like a kitchen, or it could be like a living room, a space that maybe could have a table with flowers on it. We are going to be making pop-ups, so I will teach you how to cut out your paper in a specific way that will give you a pop-up at the end. So this project is really fun because you can really alter it again to be kind of whatever room you want it to be and whatever type of flowers you want it to be. So I can't wait to see what everybody makes. Let's get started with our pop-ups. So you're going to start out with just a blank sheet of paper, and then you're going to fold it hamburger style. Line up that edge, and then crease. So this is the start to your pop-up. The next part is to actually make the pop-up. So keep it folded, and what you're going to do, so there's my opening. I'm going to be working on the fold right here because I want my pop-up to be coming out of the middle of my paper. I'm going to measure this using just 3 fingers across, and I'm going to lay them down as close as I can to the middle of my paper, making sure again that it's on the fold. And I'm just going to draw a little notch on either side of my 3 fingers, and that should be a good distance apart. It should be about, if you want to measure, it's about 2 inches. And I'm going to measure again 2 inches up from those notches that I made and just draw a line. And again on this other side, 2 inches, drawing a line straight up. Now if you don't have a ruler, you can use anything that's a straight edge. So if you had like another piece of paper, and so you could draw a straight line. It works best if your lines are straight for this pop-up part. Now we're going to cut that out, and we're just cutting on the lines. So we're not cutting the bottom, we're not cutting this out right here. You're just cutting on those 2 lines that you drew. So you should be making 2 cuts. Now, if you open up your paper, you're going to see that the middle part's cut and it's folded along with the rest of the paper. What you want to do is pop this up through the back, so if you push on it from the back, it should start to stick out the other way. And right on that crease, on that fold, you want to just fold it so that it's folded the other direction. Now, there we sort of have a pop-up, but it still isn't as sturdy as we would like it. Your next step is to take that fold and kind of pull it outwards and fold your paper at the same time back to that original fold, and just keep pressing down. And what's going to happen is you're going to crease this part right here. And then when you open it up, it will be more of a box, more of a rectangle kind of shape that will stay open, and it should hold without you even having to touch it. So that is how you make your pop-up. Next, it's time to make our scene. So what I've done is I've colored kind of a scene for where my vase of flowers is going to sit. So I kind of made a table and a tablecloth with some food on it, and then in my background is the wall that's behind my table. This part can really be whatever you want, so have fun creating your own scene, your own room. It could be based on a real place, maybe it's based on a place that's in your house, or maybe it's from your imagination. So you just need to have some place that your vase of flowers is going to sit. So some sort of table. Now your next step is to make the actual vase of flowers. So you'll need another piece of paper here. And if you remember, when we measured this pop-up, when we cut it, this was about 2 inches across. So you want to make sure that the size of your vase, the width of your vase is the same size as that. So I'm just going to draw two notches again where 2 inches comes up, just so I know that my vase has to be at least that wide. It can be a little bit bigger, but it has to be at least that wide. I'm just going to draw off of that actually and draw my vase. Vases are all different shapes, so yours does not have to look like mine at all. I think I want to do something like that. And then for your flowers, they can also be whatever you want to. You do not have to make sunflowers like Vincent van Gogh. They can be tulips or daisies or other flowers like that. So I think I'm just going to do a variety. No matter what type of flowers you draw, you kind of want to make just a bunch of flowers all together, so you only have to cut out around them and not cut out each individual flower with the stem. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue my vase of flowers to my pop-up. It looks like my pop-up does stick out a little bit, which is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. So we're almost done. Our last step, there is going to be an opening. If you don't want that to show, what you would do is take a piece of paper. I'm just going to use the leftover paper from where I cut out my flower, and I'm just going to measure this, and I'm going to end up folding it, covering the back of it up. So I'm going to measure, make sure that it's big enough to where it's going to cover that hole. And I'm just going to cut that out. I'm going to fold it in half. And then since my background is red, I'm going to color 1/2 of this red. The other half I'm going to leave white, and when I attach it, I'm going to continue my tablecloth underneath. So I colored half of this red, I left the other half white, and I'm going to make sure that I'm gluing it on the right side. So this is the top. I need the red at the top. I'm going to put some glue around my opening here, just a little bit of glue. And I'm going to scoop that in there, make sure the folds line up, and then just press that down. And then flip it over and put glue on the other side of the opening. Press that down. And then when I open it and have my pop-up come up, it should sort of blend in a little bit more. And now I can, if I want, continue my tablecloth underneath. And there you have it. So I actually ended up coloring those little bits on either side of my vase red, because when you look at it all, it just blends in with the background even more. Have fun with these. You can really make so many different things with it. So there we go with the finished product.